The vote is the most powerful instrument ever devised by man for breaking down injustice and destroying the terrible walls which imprison men because they are different from other men. I believe that voting is the first act of building a community as well as building a country. With these words from John and Sign, I welcome you to Atn Politics. This is Atlantic Television Network's flagship program that discusses core political trends with relevant political stakeholders. And today, we will be discussing core issues from different political landscapes on Atn Politics. Edo Guba, police wants political parties to maintain peace. And in Anambra State, Labour Party says they will not be participating in local government polls. In Ondo State, Odiek postpones local government polls. And Ganduje says Igbo marginalization is self-inflicted. Before I introduce our guests, we'll take a very short break, and when we return, we head on into the issues for discussion today. If you will just stay tuned for a minute. Welcome back to Atn Politics on Atlantic Television Network right here in the political city of Port Harcourt. My guest today is a political analyst. I'm talking of none other than Vincent Ogenekewe Okoro. He is one that is a friend of the house because his opinion on matters that concerns politics are very weighty. And I believe that you are going to bear a listening ear to what he has to say today to be able to find out if any of those propositions could be the solutions to...
Thank you very much. It's
welcome.
a pleasure to be in the house once more.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, without taking any much time, we'll straight up go to Edo State, where the police command, Mr. Neni, we solicit peaceful campaigns. All we want is to move Edo State forward, he said. Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
Yes. There has been a forewarning given to all political parties participating in the gubernatorial elections in Edo State. We know that Edo State can be restive at some point because most Edo citizens are very opinionated. Many of them are very highly political in their character. Even without being politicians, they know about politics. And definitely emotions will run amok. What do you think might be the reasons for the police asking the political parties to maintain peace in the state come gubernatorial elections?
Okay, before I talk about the reasons why I of the Edo people.
Okay.
Now, if you look at our history as a nation, you will see that whenever it comes to public, let me say, when it comes to protests, as it were, you know, when it comes to objectivity, as far as the policies and programs of government is concerned, you know, you see that Edo State has always been in the front. Now, when you talk about students, talk about the general populace, youths, you know, objecting to having an opinion, a strong opinion that as far as the policies and programs of government is concerned, you always hear that Edo, you know, is in the front burner. Now, coming to the police, elections are coming, and then, as usual, they are out with the academic exercise of telling the people of
major parties involved. I know that almost close to 16 to 18 political parties will be participating, but we are looking at the top dogs and the big guns there, which we might single out the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party.
Yes.
Where do you think, because we are trying to pass information in as much as we are trying to educate, where do you think that the embers of fire could start from? Where do you think it might be provocative? What do you think, looking at the terrain, like right here I'm sitting, any restiveness that might come up from there?
Yes, you know, we can look at certain local governments, certain cities in Edo as these landing spots, as far, you know, excessive portrayals of interest among stakeholders, you know, both the voters, the leaders of the political party, their followers. Now, when you are looking at a place like Benin, now it's more or less like the nucleus, you know, where every other thing, you know, where it is, we can say it's the heart of the state, you know, where the veins, the arteries, you know, branches or to extend to every other place. Then in addition, we can also look at Ekpoma, we can look at Abuchi, then we can even look at
security personnel have stood aloof while vote rigging, vote buying, rigging of ballot boxes, and also even use of firearms and incendiary instruments and weapons. And you see some police officials and officers standing aloof and not wanting to engage. The duty is to arrest and even detain of the public if they see them. But you get to see some situations where no action is taken. Instead, maybe they might even retreat back to their base. Would we see such a providing fair playground for all contestants? All right, the Anambra elections came in a flash. The governor, Chukwuma Soludo, in a flash signed to law the Anambra State to carry out what it might take for the local government elections to come on. And also recently we saw a clampdown on a faction of the ABGA, ABGA factional office. And also Peter Obi's presidential campaign office was also affected. And now the Labour Party is coming up to say that they are not going to be participating in the local government elections, being that as upstarts in the southeast and making inroads after making a killing in Abia State, they should be eager to also take over, if possible, Anambra State. And they are backing out, and they might not be participating in the elections. Could you deduce why the reasons for this are taking place?
Okay, first and foremost, you know, there's no political party or a political player that wants to go into any election to lose. Now, if there are signals that the electoral process is going to be compromised, then it is natural, you know, for any individual who have interest in an election or the political party as a body, you know, to start weighing their options.
Okay.
Now, just as we just highlighted, the state governor has taken steps to institute the body that is going to conduct the local government election in that state. Then, aside from that, we are beginning to see a clampdown on political office parties as symbolized by their secretariat and the physical structures on ground. Then, if we are seeing a crossover of actions on the part of the state government, you know, to reduce or subdue other political parties, then including their own faction of ABGA being the ruling party in that state, you know, the factional party, you know, ABGA, which is the ruling party, then other stakeholders will begin to have concern with respect to what all this is leading to. So, if it were me, I think I will have the same reservation as far as the upcoming local government election in that state is concerned, knowing how the character of the Nigerian politicians are, you know, where we have this syndrome of winner take it all. Then we also see win at all costs, especially when it comes to the ruling party of any state. So the Labour Party will begin to say that, okay, if we don't start making certain statements now, we are going to see a situation where we'll just lie low and then we'll be run over. But on the other way around, I think denying themselves, denying the party as a whole an opportunity to make statement of whichever type in Anambra State may not augur well for them going forward. Now, aside the presidential election, this is one election, you know, of the Labour Party that the Labour Party will participate in, that they can use to make statement. Now, making statement of on election, as far as Nigerian politics is concerned, is not down to being pronounced the winner alone, because we will always see a portrayal of the will of the people, and then if at the end of the day they are able to convince the people to be on their side, whether the election is rigged or not, the public is going to see how far the Labour Party or any party at that have, you know, make inroad as far as winning the trust of the public is concerned, and they will use that to have a kind of encouragement towards future election. So if I were a Labour Party, I think I'll be prepared for the election while trying to mitigate certain factors as instituted by or as carried out, or actions as carried out by the state government. You know, we'll start to see how such action can be mitigated so that we can have, a productive outing as much as possible in preparation for future election. We have seen certain parties in some quarters, like when Adams Oshomole had his way as Action Congress candidate in Edo State. We see that it was obvious that he was the winner of that election as far as the eyes of the public is concerned. Yeah. As far civil organizations and other independent observers of that election is concerned. Now, the confidence he was able to build as far those who are known state actors and known interest, direct interest party is concerned, those are the things that energized him and his party, to push forward, to see that the mandate of the people was reclaimed in Edo State. So if you ask me, I think the Labour Party should toe that road, instead of just deciding that, okay, boycotting the election entirely is the best way for them to go.
Okay, two questions before we round up on this particular topic. The first question is Professor Chukwuma Soludo doing a good job in organizing these elections, in that there have already been murmurs politically in some quarters? Is he being very desperate to make his stand and stamp his name in APGA as one who also is capable of delivering for them, the local governments, which for almost a decade have not done any elections? And secondly, I also want to find out if the local governments, the Anambra State Independent Electoral Commission is capable, even with the Supreme Court judgment, how capable are they of handling these elections without favoring the piper that pays the tune?
Okay. Chukwuma Soludo, I will call him my senior colleague in the sense that we are in the same discipline of economics. Okay. Now, having made a name for himself in civil service as the former CBN governor, I want to say categorically that he has largely failed to deliver on the promises, on the campaign promises he made to the people of Anambra State. You cannot light a candle in a room, in a dark room, and then it will be hidden. So what I'm trying to say is that, by and large, the flag that Soludo is holding as the governor of that state has not been flown high. So far, so good, when it comes to the delivery of the dividends of democracy. Now, if he is ready to, administer, why we say administer is, across the country we have seen that once it is a state electoral commission that is being the childbirth of the governor or its administration, because if you want to set up the body, appoint the body, approve budgets, and then disburse funds and all the rest of them for the election to hold, then if you ask me if he is ready to administer credible election, the answer to me is no. First and foremost, how long did it take him to make sure Anambra State have a sake, that can administer local government election? Just people just woke up from sleep and say, okay, it is time now, let's run around and see what we can do. If you ask me, institution-wide they are not ready, action-wide they are not ready, policy-wide they are not, then the sake of that state itself is just the same thing. Now, who are the people that are going to man the various offices of the State Electoral Commission? Then juxtapose that with what is happening right now across the country, where the National Assembly have just passed a law where we are going to have a national independent local government electoral commission. That is a blow to that is likely going to serve, the outcome of that bill is likely going to serve as a destabilizer as far whatever the state electoral commissioners appointed by the governor is concerned. Because as it is now, we cannot even have a firm grip if it is going to be the state electoral commissioner that is going to conduct the election, or the one that has just been instituted by the National Assembly and endorsed by the Federal Executive Council. So, on that note, you know, it is difficult for one to conclude that any state electoral commission at that is ready to conduct the forthcoming local government election.
Okay. All right. We are having feelers that political parties might not be happy with the rush that it took for the governor and the ANSEC to be able to fix the election dates, and probably without due consultation with stakeholders. But we hope to see a smooth flow of the upcoming local government elections in Anambra State, even if it has taken a long time, even sometime, I think up to a decade for this to take place. But we hope that it comes and goes without any hiccups whatsoever. We have been speaking to Mr. Vincent Ogenekere Okoro concerning political situations and happenings in and around our dear nation, Nigeria. For we in Atlantic Television Network, we are open for advert placements, bookings, commercials, and also your jingles and political engagements. You can connect with us and watch us on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X former Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. And we'll take the chance to walk up to Ondo State, where the State Independent Electoral Commission has postponed the local government elections to January the 18th, 2025. ODEC Chairman Joseph Areno announced this during a stakeholders meeting at the Commission's headquarters in Akure. The election, which was to be conducted on December the 16th, 2023, was postponed to February 17th and later July 13th, and then indefinitely until the announcement of the new date. Elections was never cancelled but rescheduled due to the non-compliance of political parties with the electoral guidelines and processes, he said. Mr. Areno, while assuring residents of the Commission's readiness to conduct a free, fair and credible elections, and that the exercise would be transparent, he urged political parties that had conducted primaries before the postponement to forward the validated list of candidates to the Commission. Did you see this coming? Because we have been preparing for Ondo State, even as we have been on full gear with Edo State. And right now it has been moved to 2025. I mean, this is the first time in our political calendar I'm seeing something move over to 2025, which has been a virgin so far as political activities have been concerned. But we are seeing a disvirgining of the 2025 immediately with Ondo State, and we thought all was going to end with Ondo and Edo States this year. What are your thoughts on this?
Hand of the monkey. Yes. Across the country, we are going to be seeing the hand of the monkey.
Whoa.
Now, local government elections, with the conflicts, the seeming conflicts, you know, between the desires of the state executive and then local government as it is here, and then the federal government, we are going to see a lot of forth and back as far conducting local government election across Nigeria is concerned. I think the only state that has successfully conducted local government election in Nigeria is Delta State, you know, which was done earlier this year. And then we have local government administration running across all the local government in that state as it is today. Now, every other state coming to River State, talk of Edo, talk of Anambra, the Ondo itself, across the country, we are going to see the hands of the monkey everywhere. You know, and then what we are going to see is a lot of, you know, litigations. When we say litigation, some of them that are absolutely uncalled for, you know, being instigated by the hand, this hand of the monkey that I'm talking about. Because we see a situation where certain persons, certain individuals, certain political players will want to continue to have control, you know, over local governments. They want to continue to see that whatever thing they call structure is not tampered. heading to their future prospects in politics. These people, you know, as it is in Nigeria today, will continue to see what they can do in order to remain in charge. And this to me is the reason why we are seeing the situation where the elections are going to be postponed in Ondo State. Whatever readiness is talking about, to me, it doesn't hold water. Because if you want a people, if you are a teacher in the classroom, there are certain ways you want your pupils to behave. The onus is on you, you know, to make them do as you wish or as you want or as you need them to do. So the electoral body in that state should not come and start telling us that the various political parties and other stakeholders who are interested in the election are not prepared, they are not following guidelines, they are abusing processes. That's trash. What I'm saying is that electoral body is likely playing to the dictates of the hand of the monkey that has entered the soup in that state.
Okay, so are we, what is going to be the outcome? They have asked parties that have done their primaries to submit the names of the candidates that have been selected for the upcoming elections, and also that there are some parties that didn't follow up the guidelines. Is it not very clear to see that maybe if the parties had gone according to INEC guidelines or according to ODCX guidelines, perhaps these elections will be holding as at when due?
Exactly. Now, it's very simple. If we have started out on a journey, okay, let's assume that you are in the airport and then your flight is booked for 10 o'clock. You decide to come by 12. It is your cup of tea. What am I trying to say? Those political parties that refuse to follow guidelines, who are not ready, refuse to submit names, and not the rest of them, it's to your tent, who Israel. Whoever that is ready, move along with them. Because it's not just about the election alone. You are joking with the mandates, the desires, the aspirations of the people of that state. Those people, the lives that are going to be touched by local government administration, properly instituted local government administration at that, you are just making a joke out of them, you know, then telling them whatever you feel is not our business. So to me, it doesn't make sense. Whichever political party and candidate that are ready, they should go to the field and then test their popularity. And let us have a local government administration instituted in that state and allow the state to move forward as far leadership at the local government level is concerned.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So on those states, take note that the nation is watching closely to make sure that the aspirations of the local government and the electorates are being achieved in that state come 2025. Also, we have the story from the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, the APC, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has said that the cry of marginalization by the Southeast is self-inflicted. He vowed that the party aims to gain control of the states in the zone. The press reports that Ganduje made this remark on Thursday while receiving the leadership of the Kano State Correspondence Chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, led by Chairman Aminu Gardo. He insisted that the perceived marginalization of the Igbo people might stem from the fact that the 5 states in the Southeast are under the governance of different political parties instead of being under a single party. The former Kano State Governor said that he is committed to securing a majority of the Southeast states for the All Progressive Congress. Is he right that the marginalization that the Igbos or the Southeast are facing is self-inflicted?
First and foremost, this is a very hot topic.
Yes.
A very hot one. A very sensitive topic.
Very sensitive.
And then, if you ask me, it is debatable if such, you know, a strong statement should be coming from a supposed national leader, you know, in the politics of Nigeria, trying to remind the people of a particular section of our country about, you know, where it pains them. Now, I'm taking it from the 2 angles. On the angle of the morality, the moral ground with which Ganduje can make such heavy statements directed to the people of the Southeast. Now, Ganduje should have, in my opinion, find a different way of passing his message to the people of the Southeast. Instead of coming directly to remind them that they are actually marginalized. Because this is one thing this is one topic that has divided opinions as far public perception of Southeast, the Southeast participation or belongingness to the Nigeria political space is concerned. It has been a strong topic that has divided opinion. Now, this is one statement that if I am somebody from the Southeast, it's just more or less going to touch me and, inflict some kind of feeling of, what exactly is Ganduje trying to tell myself and my people, that we are actually marginalized, and he's admitting the fact that the people of the Southeast are marginalized. Then on the other way around, I would like to see it as a wake-up call to the people of the Southeast. If you ask me personally, I have always been of the opinion that whatever is happening to a people, most of the times it is their own making. Like Ganduje was making a point with respect to the Southeast being the zone where you have a lot of political parties being represented, both at the state and national level, and that can be perceived as a point of disunity among them, which actually bear credit, lays credit to the claim that the Southeast are the people marginalizing themselves. Because by the time we are talking about a national equation, and you are coming out with a divided house, as it were, then it becomes a challenge. So this is where I will like to, I would like the political players across the landscape of the Southeast to listen to what the national chairman of the APC have to say. We shouldn't be having a situation where there will continue to be perceived betrayal when it comes to national politics, as far the position from the Southeast extraction is concerned. Now we have the HABGA in the Southeast, we have the PDP, we have the APC, we have the Labour Party, we have the Zenith Party, we have the YPP, and just mention it. It's a sign of division, such that now when you come to the National Assembly, you have all these parties represented. Then we'll see a situation where divisions, votes in the National Assembly it comes in block. So which block is Labour Party from the South is going to stand on? Which block is APC going to stand on? Which block with PDP all from the South is going to stand on? So it is time for them to, align themselves in a platform where they can collectively have a say. Because, for instance, we have a P2B,
yeah,
who contested in 2023, to be president of this nation. Across the Southeast, we were expecting that the whole of the Southeast will collapse, their votes for the person of Peter Obi. In as much as there's a public perception that actually happened, but the political players themselves, can we say that was the case? So that is one challenge I think that the Southeast is having, which the chairman of the APC, I almost said the honorable chairman. Unfortunately, I have to reserve that because I don't see what is honorable as far as a lot of our position in this country, is concerned.
All right. We are looking at a situation where it is becoming very difficult to be able to garner a consensus candidate for the Southeast to be able to present, and also a lobbying platform to be able to harmonize with all other sections of the country to be able to put a Southeasterner on the revered position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, being that Ganduje has said that they are factionalized according to party lines, and he has the intention of unifying the Southeast using the All Progressive Congress. Is that not noble enough? In that, in unifying, they already have 2 states, and he is aiming for Anambra State. If he gets Anambra State and is able to make inroads in Abia and Enugu states, I mean, he might have achieved what no other national chairman of such a party would have achieved. And it might be possible and easier to be able to get a consensus candidate from the Southeast to be able to contest favorably in the national scene. Do you think it's worthy enough to give him that credit that the APC is trying to achieve such in the Southeast?
Well, if he's able to lead his political party to unify the Southeast under the umbrella of APC, I think there's no way credit will not be given to him. But I doubt he will be able, because the Southeast is a peculiar region as far expression of interest of when it comes to governance, election, and what have you is concerned. So we'll see a situation where it will be difficult for the APC to go beyond the states that they are holding onto. That's Ebonyi and the Imo State as of today. Now, for instance, Anambra State, it has always been APGA all the way. For as popular as Obi is, with all the noise about his achievement as when he was governor of that state, you know, under the umbrella of PDP and in extension to Labour Party as it is today, he has not been able to make inroads. Recall that he came into limelight as governor of that state under the umbrella of APGA before he decided to defect with all the differences he had with political stakeholders in that political party. So if Ganduje is sitting in Kanu or wherever in Abuja and thinks that it's going to be a stroll in the park for him to unify the whole of Southeast under the umbrella of the APC or share the broom to all the stakeholders in the Southeast and then sweep every other political parties away from that region, I think he must be joking. I don't see him being able to achieve that. And then I would not like to challenge him so that what our politicians are known for, you know, they will not come and start, they will not start acting it, and at the end of the day, we see a situation where the will of the people will not be subjugated in order for one man to have his will.
Okay, do you think the Southeast has forgiven the country for the civil war that occurred in these climes?
Now, if you ask me, you know, yes, this is saying that one can forgive, but to forget becomes a problem. And then as long as it is difficult to erase, you know, what the Southeast as you have suffered, you know, in the hands of the civil war, it is near impossible for them to just I will not use the word forgive, but forget all the losses, you know, they recorded and they begin to see. But be it as it may, we are not envisaging, you know, a division of this country. We are looking at a progressive one Nigeria. And then my opinion is for the people of the Southeast, you know, to see how they can key into the dream of one united Nigeria. And then on the part of the Nigerian states, it is important that you know, this issue of marginalization is addressed. Let us begin to see an egalitarian society where the interest of everybody, everyone, every citizen, every region, every state, you know, is equally represented in the scheme of things.
Okay. Wise words being postulated by a wise philosopher in his own regard. I'm talking of no other than Vincent Ogenekewe Okoro. And I want to use this opportunity to thank our guests for making it here on ATN Politics, despite the tight schedule that he had today. It's a pleasure, and I want to thank you.
Thank you very much. It's always my pleasure to be in the house.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
And from your host, Raymond Ken Mbata, I say this is where we wrap it up on this episode of ATN Politics. Stay connected on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. Until we come your way, same time on Monday. Stay tuned.